Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and this is the video I know some of you have been waiting for. I'm trying to think if I want to start at the entryway or at my desk. But yes, it's time for the tour. So here is the view from my chair of my desk, and there's a view from where I was just sitting. That is the chair I just got. So I will slowly turn step by step. Come over to the corner, maybe start over in this corner. I put the table over there. Not sure exactly it'll stay there or not, but it's there for now, and the trash is under it, and my 12 by 12 papers. That's how many I have, is 12 by 12 papers is in that box. And then I got a little thing for my printers, that little Lazy Susan, I'm not sure where that's going. These are all projects in the works or going to be started or something. Over in the corner here we have the CD holder. Those are glue sticks on the top. The second one is stamps. The next one are the shimmer sprays and whatever the Tim Holtz and the Dilution ones. Then we have like black, white, brown inks and my colored permanent inks and tape and pan pastels, and then also some things from some friends. I have to figure out where to put these still, but I think in here is the colored crayons, the small ones, Stadler, and here are crayons. Wait, are the Woodies in here too? Yes, the Woodies are in there too. So these are like watercolor crayons. I've got some thumbtacks, just random stuff in this thing here. These are for kind of refillable, like Posca pens, but refillable, that I haven't done anything with yet. And back there is like rice paper, Yupo, and tea paper, I think. And this was a card from Carrie. And then in these drawers, so this top drawer has metal embellishments, the second drawer has watercolors, and the third drawer has all my Amsterdam mini acrylics. And then right next to that is a box with colorful scraps. So many scraps, too many scraps. Vellum, hope I remember, some cardstock, watercolor papers. And then in these sets of drawers, which I got at the thrift store, are acrylic chalk pastels, oil pastels. These are Tombow markers, the Thule Art markers, oil markers. And here are Posca pens. This is black and white over here, colored over there. Yes, I got all those, all these I got at the thrift store. Yeah, that one could use a little work. I have not done a lot of organizing on these shelves yet. These black and white boxes back here are mostly like index cards, and some of them might be empty. So there's some work that needs to be done. This is my craft paints. This is, in that box with the periodic table are the faux washi that I made at some point, plus fabric tape from Tim Holtz. This sewing box here has overflow craft paints. Actually have a place on the wall, and then where I could put them. This is like index cards and stuff, or different, what is it? They're blank pieces of cut up watercolor paper and mixed media paper. That is my blank scraps. This is neutral scraps. I also got that at the thrift store. This is a project I'm working on. Down here, these are boxes of scraps. Spare Posca pens because they were on sale. I believe that's an empty box. And this, I think, is, there's like a, yeah, that's envelopes. And the one next to it is probably also envelopes and whatnot. And I haven't done every area of my space yet. So this one just has what already had it. Breyers at the top and mixed media stuff. I need to go through and take some of these away. Maybe put something on top of this so this spins, because it doesn't spin right now. Then I've got sponges and daubers and wax. This kind of stuff. Oh my goodness. Here. And like the gilding wax is up there. And then here are corner punches and more punches. And all my circle punches are in there. This is just blank paper. This was my son's. I need to double check that he'll let me use it for an upcoming video. And now we're to the top of what was next to that. These are some watercolor brushes. Oh, in here, I need to put that on the wall. I just haven't yet. Are my color bursts. And I think my great grandfather made this. Some daubers and the brushes. And then here's the beautiful inks. This actually came on a journal that I purchased from Shell and Clint, the Rambling Crafter, and I just like that, so I just leave that there. And then this little thing has, you know, all kinds of clips and whatnot. And these are colored pencils, and this is just a little folio from Took's craft table, so that stays there. Over here are some more brushes. You haven't seen the other brushes, and this is a future project of ugly gel plate prints and how to fix them. And then this is just all random. I've got some watercolors here, some pictures that need to go back up on the wall, some stamps that I use often, random stuff that used to be on my desk, but I don't really have the space now, so I'm gonna have to just remember those are there. Big stamp, that, whoops. This was my mom's, this glass piece. And here I have this little set of drawers, which also came from the thrift store. That's my alcohol markers and just a bunch of pens. I have a lot of pens. And then just some notebooks here. I think this might actually be empty. Yeah, that's empty. I could put stuff in there. Let's see. This is random scraps that I collect next to my desk. These are sketchbooks. This is, oh, these are all the pieces that come when I purchase stencils from PM Artist Studio. I've been trying, when I find them, collecting them in a container to keep them together for a future project. And this big bowl is all my washi, and apparently a little thing to help me open things. So, and that's in the wrong place, but that's okay. So yeah, that's just random there. I almost forgot the drawers. Okay, so this is stencils, the smaller stencils by smaller stencils and non-PM, well, and there are PM Artist stencils here and also non-PM Artist stencils there. But they're like the smaller and more focal point kind of stencils down here. And the cheap Amazon ones and the Tim Holtz. And these are this is a whole book of PM Artist Studio stencils. This didn't get put away. I need it to be easy to put away. I'm okay with like searching for what I want to find, but I need to be able to just throw it in the drawer, and then, you know, later when I have the time, I will put it in its container. This is all the big stencils and also smaller stencils from other companies. And then we have foam stamps, and I've got these little containers so that, because I could fit about 3 or 4 deep, but then I have to like search and search and search, where with these containers I can kind of lift and see that layer down there, and then I can still fit 2 layers on here because I have a whole bunch. So those are like the background mixed media stamps, and these are more focal point stamps, and these are not my stamps. These are everybody else's stamps. And this drawer is just extra laminating pouches, foam, and that's other foam stuff that you heat up and make marks with. And then in this top drawer we have my foam stamps. I'm also using these containers because yeah, these are all my designs. See, there's nothing underneath those, but that's okay. But then I can pull them out and bring them to my desk to use them. There's some on my desk too, because why not? And these are my design stamps. I mean stencils. Words are hard. If I ever say the wrong word, it's not on purpose. This is Yupo and mats for using on my Cricut, and also this transfer stuff to use on the Cricut, because I brought my Cricut downstairs out of my living room. This is deli paper and tissue paper, and this is drop paper and Bristol paper. Yeah, I need to make a drop paper journal apparently. Drop paper being like what's on my desk, that under paper that I put on my desk to collect all the paint and inks and stuff. This tray table is just current projects and whatnot. Now we're back to the top again, and somehow I'm upside down, but maybe I've been upside down the whole time. That's okay, I can flip it. So I've got stamps, 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 paper, 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 paper. And then down on the shelf is unfinished ephemera here and here. Envelopes that are usually like have paint on them and stuff. Some different books that I use in collage. And here I just have stuff stacked. Collage papers, some more papers, cardstock scraps, which is overflowing. I need to do something with those. And then back at the top is just more books that I use for collage and more paper. And this is for embossing. Whoops. And all the rest is stamps, which you would have seen. In fact, that's probably what's getting caught here. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we have miscellaneous stamps, mixed media background kind of stamps, global land stamps, words and letters, and Tim Holtz. And then up here is a basket of ducks, because I have some I'm keeping and some I'm sending, but I haven't sent them yet. Some of these books were my grandpa's. These 3, I think, were my grandpa's. And this was my grandpa's, but I used them in collage and stuff too. Paper. This was the Braille paper from EB. These are like specialty papers. So that's where all my wallpaper is, and the cool papers that Susan B sent me at some point. And then we have transparencies and glossy paper, photo paper, which I would use with the ink, so it's actually should probably go over there. And then back here is just big pads of paper and a big thing of canvas. And you can hear my AC is on. We're not looking at that. It needs to be dusted. This is my mixed media cart. I've got golden paints on the top, golden paints, random white and black and metallic there, and then blues, cool colors, warm colors, and a mix of something, and chalk paints in the middle, and then all the texture stuff and some water, texture plates. Anything I use for texture is down on that bottom shelf. This is my Cricut maker. I got it covered, but I brought it downstairs, and under that is an old dictionary, and just a bunch of stuff like you'll see over here, that to be used at some point. These are all unfinished projects. I know I have a problem. All right, here is, it's a phone holder, but he's a penguin and I just like him. And my niece and nephews made this for my husband, so it just makes me laugh. That's his face, and then one of my son's turtles, and one of my sons, and then that's my son's and my niece when they were little. My nephew painted that for me. Then I've got my wax warmers, which I don't like any of the smells of them, but this is the journal from Took, the journal from my aunt, and some my journals, and some books that I want to turn into journals. These are all Ephemera and Maker's Creative Collab journals. This is just random. I haven't gone through this and cleaned this out. This was Junk Journal July. There's a little pumpkin there. This goes over here. Oh, and deodorant, you know, just in case you get sweaty down here. Random notebooks. And Patricia had sent me this piece here, and I had a piece of canvas that I had painted, and I thought it looked really nice on there, so I glued it onto the canvas and put it on this little thing. Then I've just got random notebooks. These are all art journals and whatnot that I've made. And then my sewing machine, some journals other people have given me, random personal stuff down in those baskets there, and a bulletin board that I still need to put on my wall. I do have this up here, so I can put my craft paints up here. I just haven't done it yet. Then we have all my threads go in this bowl, which was my mom's. This is a thing of buttons. I don't think there's anything in that right now. I need to put something in there. And then this is not neat. It's decluttered to a point, but it's not, you know, easily. It's still above my clutter threshold, so I'll probably have to go through that again at some point, but not right now. Oh, and then that's, you know, where you come in. There's no door, so I just put up curtains to try to keep the noise down a little bit. This is little drawers that I have all my flowers and stuff in. That's where my other flower punches are. That's where that will be going at some point. This is just base ephemera that I can use and stuff. These are my gel plate prints. My gel plates, not my prints, my plates. And then here I have stuff for glue booking. So I've got magazines or gel plate transfers and whatnot. This is Christmas stuff down here. These are my glue books that I use. This is just more paper, random paper. These are the 6 and 8 inch papers. Oh yeah, this is when I talk about Snow's Pond, that's Snow's Pond. These are book pages, and down at the bottom is just extra plastic thingamabobs. I mean, if you want to get technical, they're envelopes. Those are stamps that I got at an antique mall. This is where I can put extra acrylic plates or gel plates when I'm not using them. That really should be in something that's covered, but I really need to clean it off. I just put that up there. What did I put in there? I need to label it. Alright, in there are like vintage and things that I would usually make into packets and sell. There's just some canvas bags in that box up there. This is any jewelry making, beading, dangle stuff is all in these drawers. This is tissue, napkin, stuff like that. This is the Tim Holtz blank tissue and the medical tape and some painter's paper. These are National Geographic maps. This is Happy Mail. That goes with the box at the top. This is all vintage ephemera. That is like extra gel mediums and stuff. This is more vintage stuff, some vintage books, vintage ledger, stuff like that. I don't use this very often, but you know, I like to have it. The stamp platform. This was March Madness. That's my envelope for that. Back here are canvases. And then I found these at the thrift store. I just really liked them. And so books that I will probably use to make journals someday are in there. This is finished ephemera, finished like fabric pieces. This is all my glues and some tapes. This is glue book stuff, which I'd like to pare down to a smaller container. That's my idea journal. That is stuff that is leaving. That's a box that will be mailed out at some point. This is stuff I'll send to Cheryl at some point. Then down here we have packaging supplies, including a little box on the side that I can just drop things into and not have to refile it every time. And then we have large doilies and file folders there. And then behind that is like stuff that I use occasionally, like coffee grounds, cornstarch, rubbing alcohol, cleaners, stuff like that. Then on the that was my finger. Then on the very bottom, I've got a box with like old phones, remotes, and cameras, because I don't know where else to put it. Some plastic wrap, some bins that have like puppy pads and stuff like that. In a box way at the end that has like exercise stuff that I'm not ready to get rid of, but I don't really use. And I'm able to fit this chair in here now, and that is a box where I collect stuff. Keep my finger out of the way. I collect stuff to send to Cheryl eventually. And I got rid of that table that was here. So now, because I couldn't get to the window easily to open it, and I want to be able to open the window. So, and I brought a plant in. I probably should take off the sticker. My aunt gave me this. In here is, that's empty, but, what's the word? Oh, sandpaper, and then the tape, you know, that you find at the hardware store. So that's like stuff you find at the hardware store, apparently. Then we have paper. This is the legal size paper here, and some sketch pads. This is where all my inks are, so the small permanent inks and the small distress inks and the large ones and the neutrals, acrylic blocks and more daubers and whatnot, and the mementos. Got that at the thrift store too. And then more sketch pads. This is all my distress spray stains, and underneath is like sticker paper and other stuff that I would use with it. And then this is paper from my aunt that I'm just working through on my gel plate. That box is empty, and that is all like resume paper and stuff like that. There's my 12 by 12 paper, my trash can, my focal points, and my layering bits. And then this is what my desk faces. So I have a couple Lazy Susans, any oxide sprays and other like dilutions and stuff like that are here. On the top are my distress crayons, eye drops because I have dry eyes, fancy scissors, and this, which is in the wrong place, but and my ink tints. And then down here are the dilutions paints, and there's a couple Tim Holtz paints as well, and a couple sprays. This is where I'm trying, I haven't done it yet. I haven't done a video yet, but because I don't like the attachment to be on my desk because then it moves too much. So I'm hoping having it on this, it won't move too much. This is where I moved all the books to, and big papers are on the bottom. And then this Lazy Susan, it's not neat. It's got little painting things. And my Baron, and up here is like black gesso, white gesso, and whatnot, and some brushes at the very top, and a little house I made which has one of the pigs in it, Toot and Puddle. I love them. And then here are brushes and rulers and stuff that used to be on my desk, but now I just put it on this metal cabinet. And this metal cabinet has an empty drawer, good to know. And this is where all of my Sizzix stuff, the extra pads, embossing, thinlits, and that's where the extra thingies go. And then down here is like tools and nails and stuff like that. And then there's my cane, which I need sometimes, like yesterday and this morning. This is just random stuff. I need to clean that card off, to be honest. And then under my desk has, it looks a mess, but it's better. At least I can get my feet under there now. But you know, tissues and glue papers, you know, that you use to throw away. And those are the puppy pads I used the other day. I could still use them again. And my cutting boards and my scoreboard and stuff like that. And then on my desk, I have a couple boxes with stamps in them when I want to use them, and inks that I use more often, and some ink blenders. Somebody asked me where I get these. Well, that's got a lot of paint on it. They come cleaner than that. But they are from the Rambling Crafter. Clint makes these. And I've got some other random stuff in there too. And here's my little exercise ball for my hands. And this is just random stuff. We had given this to Mike's granddad a lot of years ago, and when his grandma passed away, we took it back because then we could think of his granddad. So on my desk, let's see what's on my desk. My drink, I could use that right now. Ouch, my thumb. My Breyers, one of these. What is, oh, insulator. Another, so instead of a book thing like Gail Augustinelli has, you know, that holds the book open, I have these railroad ties. Is that what they are? Anyway, the railroad nails. And then I've got some glues in this thing back here, plus the scrapbook I've been working on. And my scissors are here, and we've got paper clips and just random stuff on here. And then my drawers are just super random. I need to clean those out. I haven't gotten that far yet. So here I'll just do a really quick, not so quick that you get sick, but you know, just kind of a walk around to see what things look like and what a difference it is from how it started. If you go back to the first video in the series, you will probably be shocked. And there's my new chair. I got an orange one because I keep finding, you know, this color at the thrift store. So I was like, oh, let's go for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Please be kind in the comments. I'm a real person with real feelings. And I hope you all have a delightful day. Love you. Oops, I forgot this. All right, so underneath my printers is a little fabric drawer which has the ink for both printers and my little photo printer and extra water sprayers because I don't know, because they were out that day. This is all bookbinding stuff, bookbinding tape. This goes with the Zutter All, which, did I keep that? I must have it somewhere. I didn't see it when I was going. I saw, oh, the cinch. I have a cinch. It's on the other side of that metal shelf. Forgot to show you that. This is all attachments, snaps, Velcro, and whatnot. This is all my inks, alcohol inks, re-inkers, acrylic inks. This is, I've got my whale tail, some extra whale tails, some prompts, and more pens, because I don't know, can you have enough pens? And then some more sketch pads, some stuff I plan to send to somebody or put in a journal for somebody that I'm taking forever to do, and cloths, including some clean ones, are in that drawer, which, there we go. So yeah, a little PS at the end.